Welcome again to another episode of the podcast for education exclusive to Africa Business Radio. Taking us through English is Miss Jaja on the topic, part of speech.
All right, learners, welcome to class this beautiful day. And then it's literacy time or English time, as you would call it. Now, in English today, we'll be talking about part of speech. So, are my primary 3 learners ready? I'll be teaching primary 3 right now. Looking at part of speech, we'll now quickly go back on what we've learned in our previous classes. We've learned about nouns, and then we also know the different types of nouns. We have common nouns, which are general names for nouns. We have proper, which are special names. We have the the concrete, that are feelable, that are touchable. And then we have the abstract, that just deals with imagination and your feelings. But now today we'll be talking about collective nouns. Collective nouns. What are collective nouns? Collective noun is a word used to name a group of people. Collective noun is a word used to name a group of people, animals, things, or places. So remember, we're talking about now collective noun. What do we mean by collective? A collection of common nouns is considered as a group. So when we say a group of people, then we can call them, a specific group of people can be doctors. That's collective, all the doctors. Now, you know, in the medicine field, we have different types of doctors. We have doctors that take care of your teeth. We have doctors that take care of your ears. We have doctors that take care of your stomach pain. We have doctors that take care of you when you break an arm. All of them are doctors, so that's a group name. So today we'll be looking at group names like that. First, let's look at one. A flock of birds. A flock of birds. Now, birds is a group name for birds, for a type of animals. But when they come together and then they're flying in the sky, we'll say a flock, because we can't begin to call them in their different names. We have a band of musicians. Musicians. Now let's see music. When music is being made, the different musical instruments that come to play. We have the keyboardists, we have the bass guitarists, we have the drummers, we have the musician, we have everybody playing different musical instrument. Because everybody is playing a different musical instrument, we'll call them a band of musicians. So that's collective. You see, I'm beginning to put all those different kind of musicians into one group. So we call them collective nouns. Let's see another example. An army of soldiers. Good. We have soldiers. And then different ranks, all of them filed up, and then they take him the marching, and then you now look at them and say, oh, look, that's an army of soldiers. You can't say, okay, that's a squadron leader, that's a lieutenant, that's a sergeant, because they're all in different ranks. But because they're all filed up, maybe taking a salute or having a march past, you just say an army of soldiers. Now your stones, we have different kinds of stones. We have big stones, small stones, we have smooth stones, we have rough stones. So when they are all together, you say a heap of stones. Collective. It's singular in form, even though it names anything which is 2 or more than 2 together. Let's see an example of what I'm talking about. A pack of dogs. A pack of dogs. There are different kinds of dogs. Alsatian dogs, puppies, different kinds, and all of them are there. And then you just see them and say a pack of dogs. It's more than one. But the word pack there has put all of them into one group. It's singular. You say a bunch of keys. Now, when you take a key holder and you have different keys, the key to the gate, the key to the door, the key to the living room, the key to the kitchen, the key to the bedroom, you pick all the keys together and say a bunch of keys. You can't start saying key to the toilet, key to the bedroom, key to the living room. You don't call them one, you call them together. You say a class of students. In your classroom, there are lots of kids there. There are boys, there are girls, there are 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds in one class. And come into the class, somebody say, oh, this is a class of students. All of you in that class. We have a team of horses. And then as they move around, we call them a team. We have a school of fish. When fish are moving together, different kinds of fish, mockery, shower, dolphin, sharks, all of them moving together in the deep ocean, we say a school of fish. A trip of monkeys, which means you have more than one and all of them are just moving. All of them monkeys, you say a trip of monkeys. So that's what collective noun helps us to do. Collective noun brings all these groups together and give them one name as far as they're together. Whether they are small, big, fat, slim, they are all together, you give them one name. Like a bunch of keys. Whether the key opens the door to the kitchen, a different one opens to the bedroom, a different one opens to the gate. Once you put them in a key holder, you just say a bunch of keys. So that is it in a singular form, even though the items are more than one or two. So remember what I said. A collective noun is the word used to name a group of people, a group of animals, a group of things, and a group of places. Thank you for coming to class today. I'm sure you've learned more about collective nouns. I would love us to be in class next time. Please keep staying safe and take care of yourself.
Thank you for listening to this podcast for education. Remember, for feedbacks, you can hit us up across all our social media platforms, that is on Facebook and Instagram at Africa Business Radio, Twitter, Africa Biz Radio. Remember again, you can listen to this particular episode on our podcast channel, that is on www.africabusinessradio.com. I am Onoja. Until next week, have a great one.